Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Salam, everybody. My name is Cody. I am the creator of the Imperfect Islam channel. And today I'm going to talk about something that is personally near and dear to my heart. And I know is a challenging topic within the Islamic community. Today I'm going to talk about mental health, and specifically, I'm going to talk about addiction. So let's start with the challenges of what addiction is. And how is it different than the standard choice to go against our natural practices and the Islamic way and commit haram? What is different between addiction and maybe choosing to go try something different? Or some of us may drink or smoke, or do drugs, or see pornography. What's the difference between engaging in those behaviors and actual, by definition, addiction? It's really important to understand that, because addiction, by its very definition, is a compulsory process where once we have established a certain pattern of behavior that can include ingestion of chemicals, alcohol, drugs, marijuana, uh, cocaine, prescribed prescription medications, narcotics, benzodiazepines, sleep medications, processes like uh, pornography, sex addiction, internet addiction, right? Who hasn't scrolled for 4 hours? They take advantage of those mechanisms. That's literally the addiction process in the works. Um, it can happen in almost anything that sets the dopamine cycle moving. If it feels good, and it can feels like it helps you cope with something, it can become an addictive process. And the addiction is, again, when it becomes compulsory. So it doesn't matter what it is, it's when you no longer have a free choice in the process. That's huge. That's a big difference. It's a big difference between today I am choosing to go drink with my friends, and today I have to drink because I have full blown alcoholism. So I hope that's clear that substances and compulsions become addictive when you no longer have a choice, when they're causing problems within your life, when you are choosing these things over the necessary obligations in your life, and it's starting to impact you negatively. Very different than committing haram. So, now that we have somewhat of a definition, what can addiction look like? It can look like I started experimenting with drinking and I really liked it. My friends used to do it on Friday. I met them in college. We went out, have a good time. It didn't seem like there were any problems. But now, when we don't go out on Fridays, I find myself still wanting to drink. I buy a case of beer on my own. I buy some wine. I buy some alcohol. I drink it myself on my own, even though I have thoughts in my head that tell me that maybe this isn't the right thing to do. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Or maybe I don't even want to do this, but for some reason, it feels like I kind of have to. I have a lot going on, right? Um, Finals are coming up. My job is hectic. Any number of things that we create as a narrative to allow us to engage in the behavior so we don't feel as bad about it, even though a part of us is saying, I shouldn't be doing this. Neurologically, there is a lot of processes and procedures that go on that create this cycle. We're designed to be addicted to good things. We're designed to be addicted to love and service. We're designed to be, in my experience, addicted to things like prayer and meditation and worship. when our hearts are full of love. We're designed to go after hard projects and work towards accomplishments that require long-term investment and hard work and dedication. Those things are built into us, and those are mechanisms built into us so that we can strive and live. Those are inside of our neurological wirings. And unfortunately, they can go awry, and we can attach them to other processes and procedures and other chemicals that come into our body. And that system gets hijacked. And then instead of chasing, the next A in your classroom because it feels good to work really hard to understand a new concept, to get a good grade and good feedback, instead, you're chasing the next drink because when you put it in your body, you feel so good and you feel like you've got a sense of accomplishment. You're like, there it is. There's the warmth and security from my substance of choice or my activity of choice. How do I know all these things? You may be asking, Cody, how do you know these things? How can I trust you? How do I know that you're speaking, from a good place? There's two reasons. The first, um, I went to school for this for a long time. So I have 10 years of education dedicated to mental health, um, connecting with other human beings, how to live together as harmoniously as possible, and how to help those who are suffering. So 10 years of that. Two, I'm also a person in long term recovery. I've lived through addiction of all sorts, every one of them. So, you want to talk about alcohol? I've drank. You want to talk about drugs? I've used drugs. You want to talk about sexual compulsion? I've done that. You want to talk about pornography usage and addiction? I've been there. You want to talk about smoking cigarettes? I've been there. You want to talk about video game addiction? I've done that. You want to talk about work compulsion? I've done that. I've done all of them. And I'm different now. And it's because I chose us to seek a different way, seek healing. And through that, I actually met Allah through that. I was introduced to Allah through all my suffering and my choices to get out of it. I know what I'm talking about. I've been through it, and I've studied it extensively. Okay? So I hope that convinces you. So let's talk about the hope. Let's talk about um, how do you deal with this, right? So if you're experiencing addiction in any way, shape, or form, and you have all the experiences of shame, and you're praying and you're asking Allah for guidance, and you're desperate. Allah save me. Help me get rid of this and compulsion and this, um, you know, pain in my heart, and help me stop committing these sins. Right? There's hope, and I want to tell you that it's a process of accepting that you're in a tough spot. So most of us can get there in some way, shape, or form. If you're watching this, you're probably there, right? You probably know something's off. And then we have to talk about the fact that we can't do it alone, right? If we've been trying to do this on our own, we've been trying to do it through prayer, it's not working on its own, then Allah is probably asking us to do something different. Okay? This is where we use the resources that are available to us. There's a couple of really, really sound resources available to us, and they come in two broad categories. One is through help groups like the 12 Steps, which, in my experience, is directly aligned with the Abrahamic belief systems. If you are Muslim and you are going to the 12-step programs, you are in direct alignment with Allah's beliefs, right? And tenets. There's nothing in there that asks you to do anything outside of what is asked in our literature. It's about Surrendering to God, it's about looking at our behaviors, correcting them, apologizing to people, making amends for and restitution for the things we've done, worshiping, and then giving back in service. There's nothing more to it than that, and there's nothing else in there other than um, um, what is already prescribed for us within the Quran. Okay, so don't be afraid of that. Um, Two, there's the groups. 12 steps is my preference. I think those are very, very helpful. And then there's the psychological part of it. Okay, so the 12 steps are great at getting you in alignment with yourself and your community. So they help you figure out um, what behaviors of yours are um, causing harm to others and what's giving you a sense of guilt and shame. How do you have a better alignment with Allah, with yourself, and those around you? Okay. And then the other side of it is the psychological portion of it, where it's almost a deeper dive into what's causing the pain and suffering that brings you to use these substances, mechanisms in the first place. So why are you hurting? What's hurting you foundationally, right? Is it grief? Is it shame? Is it some trauma? Um, is it a sense of not feeling worthwhile? Whatever it is, and it's often a combination of many things, in my experience. Okay? Combination of many things in my experience. That helps you excavate further so that you can get rid of the things that are causing you the suffering that bring you back to substances in the first place. So there's hope. Okay. I just want to say that like there's options. You're not stuck. Um, and I'll also say, as a reminder, I said this in the beginning by definition, if you are an addict and you're acting out in some way, whether it's through a chemical or a process, right? At that point, you are a slave to the process, right? You're acting against your will. My experience of that is Allah would want to help you get rid of that compulsion so that you stop those behaviors, right? Doesn't want to abandon you so that you keep doing them, right? If you're already earnestly trying to get your way out of it, you're looking at literature like this, then this is the message that says, come back, try these new things, and get back in alignment. And it may take some time. It's a process. Okay, it took me a couple of years to get out of a lot of the chemical components. It took me a few more years to understand the process addictions, and it's taken me about a decade to get to where I am now, uh, where I'm still working on everything, but I'm relatively sane. I have good relationships. I have a strong relationship with my partner. I'm getting a better relationship with myself every day, and my relationship with God is such that I can um, bring this kind of message to you today. Um, so there's hope. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm ranting. I love you. Uh, Salam. You are loved. Um, Peace is wished upon you by myself, others, and if it's a wish by me, then it has to be wished by God too, right? So, all right. I'll stop rambling.